emergency communique. It is not to be discussed with fellow officers unless deemed absolutely necessary. There will be no computer record of said transmission.
Star Trek Unlimited Voyagers. And my name is John Rose, and I'll be your host for a few minutes. We're going to go over basically how to use our warp engines, or what we call that from our cheat engines. What you should have done after procuring the authorizations for the information is you should have downloaded already your cheat engine, and it should be on your desktop. So you'll notice my desktop here, and I conveniently have two icons or shortcuts. One is to the cheat engine, the other one is to Facebook for the actual Star Trek Slots game. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the Star Trek page in Facebook. Give that a second to load. You'll notice, however, right, it's taking up the whole screen. And so what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to minimize that so it can line up with the cheat engine once we activate that. Now you'll notice over here in the upper right hand corner, small box, that's your box for minimizing, and we'll go ahead and we'll click on to that. Now I've already turned around and I've rearranged this so that it's in proportion, but if you need to do touch-ups, you can turn around and pull it to the right or pull it to the left. I get it to where I don't see the advertisements, and then once I've done that, I'll turn around and I'll turn off the sound so I can even think. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll activate the cheat engine. Double click that with your mouse. You'll get a user account control that's going to ask you, do you want to run this program? And of course we're going to say yes. Once we do, that's going to activate. You notice that it comes up and it's pretty much perpendicular to the game. But if you need to adjust it, it's like I said, all you have to do is go to either the left or right hand side, and you can adjust it. In which case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up perfectly. And now once that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to select my game. I'm not going to worry about the bonus yet, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click over to the game that I always set it up with, and that's going to be Enterprise Incident. I'll go ahead and I'll click on to that. It's going to go ahead and activate the page. Now you're going to notice, right, okay, that, you know, my bet's at like 1,750. Of course, my balance is big time balance of $78, but we're going to change that. So what I want to do is I want to set this down to my lowest bet, which is actually $5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around here, and you'll notice up here in the cheat engine, you're going to have a little computer box flashing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click onto that. It's going to open up a processing control. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click open just to see what's going on there. And it says cheat engine, so we really don't want that. And so we'll go back and we'll click select the process again. What we want to get is we want to get our Chrome. That's the internet browser that I use. You may use Explorer, but we're going to go ahead and click on to Chrome, and we're going to say open. And we're going to notice here, right, it says that it's on Chrome EXE. Now, you'll notice what we have here, right, okay, is the value of $5. So what we're going to do is we'll key in the value of $5, but we want to make sure that we also place 2 additional zeros behind that, because in the computer language, 500 would actually mean 5. We're going to turn around, we'll select our first scan, and then you'll notice that we have a wide variety that's coming up here. Matter of fact, there's 105 files that are found. So what we'll do now is we'll turn around and we'll change our bet amount to $10. And so what we'll do here is we'll, of course, change this number. We'll back out to 500, and we'll put in 10, and then, of course, we'll add in 2 more zeros. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say next scan. And you're going to notice that we have 2 addresses that are here. Now, one of these 2 is going to control actually the bet amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to select them both. Once I double clicked onto this one, it came down to here. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on to the next one. Now we're going to notice, right, okay, the address languages. And we'll see here that the value is, of course, at 10 that we said. So let us see which one controls the bet amount in the warp. So we'll go ahead and we'll check the value here of the 0409 of the address. We'll double click that. And then another box comes up and it wants us to ask us what we want to change that value to. So we're going to turn around and we're going to say, well, you know what? We're going to change this amount. And we're going to say, well, let's say 2 million. So we're going to go 20 and then we'll put 9 zeros behind that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's see if that changes the bet win warp. So we'll click onto that, and of course it doesn't. So that's not the one that's going to work for us. So we're going to turn around and try this one, which is the bottom one, and we'll double click onto that, and then we'll change this one. Of course, we'll go backspace and remove that, and then we'll click in the value of 20 with 9 zeros behind that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll click OK. Now you'll notice what happened is we see here that the bet had changed, okay, to an enormous amount. So we know that this is the one which we have highlighted here. That's good. So what we'll do is we'll click onto the other one and then right click, and then we can delete that record so that we don't mistakenly choose that. So we got that removed, and so we have this here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn around, and since we have that number, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click onto the minus side of the amount. And what you're going to notice is we come to 1 cent. So every spin that we do is going to go to 1 cent. You know, so we're not losing any money. And what we want to do is we want to play the game until we get to a bonus round. So we'll do that. And of course I have no sound on right now. I could turn on the sound if we want that. And we'll play until we can get to a bonus round. It may take a couple minutes. Well, we got 2 there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as part 1 so that you don't have to waste your time watching me play. And then when we return, right, we'll see at the time that we get the bonus selection what we do. So stay tuned and we'll bring you up onto part 2. Thanks for watching. Well, welcome back, folks. John Rose here again, your host in this tutorial. Like I had promised from the previous reels that you were watching, once we got up to the bonus stage, and we see here, pick a bonus, it gives us choice between the line slot or the minefield. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the minefield. However, we want to notice that we're only here at win warp of not even a penny. So what we want to do now is we're going to turn around, we're going to go back to the descriptor under the values. We're going to double click onto that, and then we're going to say, right, that that's going to be 20 with 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to say OK again. Now once we do that, you notice that the bet has changed. You know, so now we're going to go ahead, and now that we're betting all this money, but we're going to now win it back, is we'll click select onto the mines. Now the sound isn't on, so let me just go ahead and we'll get some sound here for you. And it wants me to pick 6 mines, so I'll arbitrarily just go ahead and click some mines. And it wants me to kick my last one, which I will. And you'll notice, right, I'm collecting millions here. 10 million. And I got all, so you can imagine how much that's going to be. 21 million. 7.2 million. And then 17 all, and it's finished here. Now we're going to notice, right? Okay, we got the big win. We'll close that box, and then we'll also kind of silence the game. But now we want to notice, right? Okay, when I went from $78 to this is hundreds, thousands, millions. So I got $56 million there from the previous 78 that I had. Now, what we want to make sure that we do here is we want to make sure that we change this back to the way it was. So we're going to go to the plus sign, and we'll click 1. And then we'll go back to the value, double click it, and we'll say that's going to be $5. So we'll say 500, and then we'll go ahead and we'll click OK. And it changes it back to the $5 and to the 175. So now what we want to do here is we'll go ahead and we'll close our G engine. And we'll say, no, I'm not wanting to save that. And then we have our full game here. We'll expand that to all of it, what it's worth. And we're now standing at $56 million. So that's how that works. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to wish you a pleasant time and enjoy the game. You folks have a great night.